Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. And today I want to talk about a comment that Jesus makes that we kind of just roll off the tongue and we go with it and we roll with it and we don't pay attention to really what God is saying through Jesus' preaching and teaching. And that is this phrase, love your neighbor. You see, I know that Jesus loves everybody. I know that somewhere in the Bible it's supposed to say that. But the reality is that Jesus teaches us is not to love everybody. Jesus doesn't teach us to love everybody. And before you turn off the video and start writing letters to the bishop, let me tell you why I'm saying that. Because when Jesus says love your neighbor, he's talking about something that's much harder and much more difficult for us as disciples to do. You know, if we were to say, oh, I love the whole world, I love everybody, well, that's kind of a blah statement. It's making it to where we treat everybody just as horrible as we treat anybody. Jesus calls us to something hard, which is to love our neighbor, to love the people that we interact with, which means the local congregation of people that we interact with. That means the people that we interact with, whether we're eating out at a restaurant, or the people we interact with in traffic, or the people we interact with at our workplace or our school, wherever we are. Those are the people we're interacting with. And then it gets bigger than that, because it also means we're interacting with that customer service line that I called about my cell phone not working, or that bank telling line that I called, and because I couldn't get my app to do what I wanted it to do. And it goes beyond that to the people I interact with over the phone and over the internet, over social media. It's that jerk that I keep getting into fights with on Facebook. I'm called to love those folks as well. And it gets beyond that as well, because loving our neighbor means loving those that we interact with economically. It means I have to deal with the fact that maybe some of my purchases that I'm doing are causing hardship in third world countries, and that's why my underwear is so cheap and I can buy it at Walmart for such a cheap price. And the electronics might come from someplace down in Mexico where femicide's happening, and all this other stuff, because I want a cheap product and the labor workers in the factories are getting abused. There's a lot that gets wrapped up into this phrase, love your neighbor. It would be so much easier if Jesus had just said, just love everybody. But he didn't. He took it a step deeper. He called us to love one another as neighbors. And our neighbor was defined as every person that we interacted with. If you don't believe me, see the chapter in Luke's Gospel about the Good Samaritan, where the lawyer answers correctly that the only person who was the neighbor was the one who took the time to care and love. We're called to be the neighbor, to be the one who loves, to be the one who sees the image of God in one another and tries to make this world a better place through seeing one another as human beings. It means I don't see other people as enemies to be conquered, or those who have it wrong and I have to tell them I know what's right. It means that I have the ability to be peaceful and just back off and let go when other folks are so rigid and so determined to convince me otherwise. It means that as a neighbor, that I take the time to listen to your perspective and to love through my heart and my soul and my essence all that is about you, even though what you do may hurt me or may hurt those I love. Jesus' call to love one another as neighbors is so much harder than loving everybody else. God called us to love our neighbor. Love your neighbor. And through that principle, through that teaching, through that difficult lesson that we continue to learn day by day, make the world better together. Amen.